door-to-door sales taught me things that no course could ever teach me. And here are the ones that actually helped me make $12 million. Quick note though, I have a stutter. And it didn't stop me from doing over $12 million in revenue in door-to-door sales. Okay. Um, Lesson number one about door-to-door. Rejection is not personal. And just to give context, I've sold 2 golden doors in 1 year back in 2024 in roofing, $5.5 million of revenue sold via door to door with a stutter. And one thing door to door teaches you is that rejection is not personal. Like being on the doors beats this into you. And that's why doing door to door is the building block, the foundation of learning sales. And it's why so many big entrepreneurs did door to door. Like you got Mark Cuban, the owner of Starbucks, Warren Buffett, plenty others actually sold door to door. Andrew Tate, they sold door to door. And it's because it teaches you things nothing else can really teach you. And imagine having 100 conversations, knocking on doors to complete strangers that didn't expect you, that were eating dinner, that were doing whatever, and just being told no, right? You eventually get tired of being told no. You figure out how to get them to tell you yes, but you become immune to rejection. And that is the single biggest edge in all of business, because you're going to get rejected. If you want to build a big business, build a big company like Ghost right here, I don't know why, but I'm just drinking one of these. If you want to build a big business, you're going to deal with rejection. You think Ghost didn't get rejected when they were trying to raise capital for their business when they were new? Oh, yeah, they did. But you have to keep going. You can't let rejection defeat you. You think when you're trying to grow your business and you're posting content, like I post content, that getting no views, getting hate comments, getting dogged on is going to happen. Of course it is. But door to door beats that scaredness of that happening and stopping you out of you, because you can go all day. Like there are times, I'm going to get close to you guys here. There are times where you're on the doors legitimately like all day and you don't get a yes. Like you spend 8 hours on the doors, don't get a yes, and then you keep going. You say, you know what, I'm gonna knock one more door, and you get something, and you make $1,000, you make $2,000, you make $500, whatever the price point commission is. You make $10,000, you know, but it beats it out of you, and you become steel up here. You become steel-minded, where nothing can stop you, and that's the key. Because I have a stutter, and the hardest part to me was just getting out and talking to people, because I was afraid they would laugh at me, afraid they'd be very confused when I came to the door, afraid of the awkwardness, afraid of the weirdness, discomfort of speaking with a stutter to a stranger and stuttering at their doorstep, when then I'm also trying to pitch them on our product. I thought I could never do it. I did it very, very well. And it's because of the processes I have working in any industry. I've done it across every industry I've ever been in. I'm a top producer, and it's because the steps that I went over in the previous YouTube video carry over to any industry, and there's much more in those steps that I can get into later on. But there's like the basics of what actually did it. So lesson two is you have to read people very fast. In door to door, you have 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds to read someone. You read them. You read their body language. You have to actually pay attention when you talk to people. You're not able to just talk and yap and have success. Like if you're just talking and reading a script or trying to pitch them, you aren't going to succeed. You have to speak and watch. Speak and watch. Watch how your words affect and impinge on the people you speak to. And when you watch how your words, maybe you speak and you're speaking too fast and they look kind of confused, but if you're not paying attention, you'll never catch it. But you pay attention, like, hey, hold up, I'm gonna go back real quick. And then you re-explain, like, oh, okay, got it. Like you watch, okay? A lot of rookies don't do it. A lot of new guys, this is why doing door-to-door to start and becoming good at that will allow you to transition into remote sales, into owning a business, into doing things. Because when you own a business, it's just sales. You have to deal with people that work at your company that you're selling constantly. See, it's all sales is providing value. It transfers over to anything, and it's the single most valuable skill you can learn. You hear it all the time, yet people just avoid it because I don't want to be a salesman. I don't want to be a salesman. Well, guess what? How do you get revenue? in a business, if you want to start a business? How does everything in the world work today? It's based off revenue and sales. So that's kind of the main thing that is in step 2 is just like you need to read people very fast, because that sharpened my instinct better than any course, any classroom, any webinar, any teaching, anything can teach me. Is actually doing it, and it created the instincts, the intuition, which is basically like what your hunch tells you is happening in that moment, and you just trust it. That stuff's real. That stuff's like spiritual, dude. That stuff's like literally divine teaching. Like listen to it, you know. And that's what I had when I went and did door to door. Is I just had this divine hunch that was like, dude, you got to go do this, with no logic behind it. There's no explanation, but you got to just trust those instincts. Door to door teaches that. Door to door trains that in you. And if you do door to door I did door to door for 3.5 years, personally producing, until the point where I was a weapon, I was a unit, and I know I can go make money no matter what. So, lesson 3, big in door to door, arguably harder to do on the phones, but lesson 3 it taught me was just tonality and how your presence beats a script. Okay, the words you're saying don't matter. We're all saying the same words when we go to the door, right? But it's how you say them. It's your presence when you're saying them, right? Are you moving too much? Some people are moving too much on the doors. They're doing too much hand stuff, okay? They're moving their hands a little bit too much, all right? They need to be moving their hands less at times, and they need to be moving their hands more at times. Just quick, swift movements, pointing at things, drawing them in, okay? Getting serious, whispering a deal to them. Acting all confused and taken back. Hearing something and being a little concerned, like, where did you hear that, sir? You know? So you learn tonality when you do door-to-door sales. A script doesn't save you at the door. When all else fails and the script breaks, you fall back on your presence, your tonality, your beliefs, you as a being, you fall back onto. How does this person communicate naturally? Door-to-door trains you to communicate in a different way, and it ends up becoming natural, and you become very good at communicating and getting your point across and providing value. So real connection at the doors does something more than any script will. When I take calls, when I recruit people, I have an unbelievable percentage of recruiting, okay? Basically, any recruiting call, any in-person recruiting lunch I take, they end up joining because I'm a human. I'm not just there to recruit them. I'm there to actually be honest with them, be upfront, and do what is right for them. If I can't help people, then I don't do it, right? It's the same concept when you're pitching someone on the doors. If you can't help them, you leave the sale. You walk away. You say, you know what, sir, I don't think this is a good fit for you. I don't think this can help you. But if your product's good enough and better than 99% of other opportunities or products in the market, it'll most likely always be a pretty good fit. They just need to believe that themselves and get over the fear of making the wrong decision because of incorrect past decisions they've made. They're now scared to make a decision in the moment. But it is your job to instill that confidence in them, because on occasion they need that. That teaches me, that taught me a lot as to how people actually transact. They transact with humans. They don't want to transact and do business with people that are reading a script, that are like, if you go knock a door, right? Watch how different this is. Watch how different this is. If you go knock a door, you just knock hard. You just, hey, I'm Anthony with ABC Internet Company. I'm just coming around helping people out. Who do you guys currently use with the internet? Sales guy, constant. But if you knock that door, ready? Knock that door, walk away like 10 feet, right? You're looking around, they open the door. I'm still looking around. I'm looking around. I'm pointing at the poles, and this is internet. Okay, I'm just doing internet around. I'm pointing at the telephone poles. I'm looking at my iPad. I'm like, and they're like, hello, hey, hello, how can I help you? And I look, I'm like, yeah, is this? Oh, wait, have I spoken to you before? Have we met? No, I don't think so. Are you sure we have met? I swear you look so familiar. you sure we haven't spoken? Maybe you drove by and I saw, you sure we haven't spoken? No, like, what's going on? Oh my gosh, you look just like someone I know. Anyways, here's what's going on. My name's Anthony. I'm just doing help with all the construction projects here. I'm wearing my vest, you know. I'm rocking a vest. Start pointing the wires. Have you noticed the construction going on? I'm just letting people know what's going on with the new program that got approved along with the construction, right? Pointing at the poles. They're like, I think I know they're putting in the internet. Yeah, it's exactly what's going on. So here's how it actually works. As long as you qualify into the program that we can help you out with, typically with the people that have helped out that have qualified, we've been able to cut their internet bill in about half and give them at least twice the speed. But it all depends on who you have currently. Who do you have right now? Is it Spectrum? Yeah, Spectrum. Oh, okay, thank goodness. So here's how the program works. And then you see how different that is than, hey, I'm Anthony with ABC Internet Company, and who's your internet company? Spectrum. Okay, well, guess what? We're doing this product with Brightspeed, and it's twice the speed, and it's way faster. Are you interested in it? Nah, I think I'm good with my internet right now. Okay, cool. Oh, really? Why? Well, this is better. It's just, like, it's just a different process, right? So the one is more like pattern interrupt. Oh my gosh, wait, this is a human I'm talking to. And the other one is, oh, this guy's trying to pitch me at my door. He's with ABC company, right? It's different. So that's what makes people buy, is they talk to humans. And again, this transitions into any industry, transitions into business, it translates into raising capital. People want to invest in companies that they feel are run by humans and people that are real dudes, not just fake. And lesson 4, the doors are a training ground, right? They're not the end destination. If you go into door to door thinking that this is the end all, by all means, it's good for you. Maybe you've done door to door. Maybe this was like your dream as a kid, was to go be that guy knocking on doors. But I know for 99% of people, going into door to door is not their end destination. But it is very important to learn all these skills. And that is how you take the skills that you've learned in door to door, transition them into owning a business. You transition them into doing this remotely. You transition into making content because now you know how to connect with people and stand out and persuade them, right? You can take the skills of door to door and apply it to anything, but the end goal is never to do door to door for the rest of your life, right? If that is, by all means, that's a pretty cool goal, but I know for 99% of these people, you need an exit plan. You need a transition plan. I knew if I went into the space, got 2 golden doors, I'd make over $1 million, and I made way more than that. So I knew, okay, if I can get that good at that at door to door, I can go do anything now. I have an industry now, not just a skill, but an industry and a skill that I can always fall back on, that I can go make a bunch of money in. So you take it, the doors build the skill. The doors are the launch pad, okay? They're the training ground. They're the boot camp, right? Then you graduate out of door to door. The skill is portable, okay? The skill translates to any industry you want, right? Translates into owning a business, owning a mechanic shop. You see, there's a difference when you're a dentist. No. Let's say this. Let's say you own an iPhone repair company, right? And there's 2 ways you can do this. This is how you know a guy has been trained or not. One guy, you come in with your iPhone, you hand it to him, and he's like, oh, this is just one little piece. We just have to screw this in and tighten it up, and tighten up the screw, and now we're good. And you'll be gone in 5 minutes. It'll cost you $20. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. Here's my phone, fix it, right? The other guy, who's been trained, takes the phone, says, oh, wait a second, looks at his calendar, goes, we have a lot of people today. There's a huge line of people that we have to do that are on the schedule already, but I think I know what to do with this. It could be very complicated. I'm going to go try to handle this, and if I can do it, I'm just going to have you jump the line, skip the line, and just get this handled really quickly. But it could take a while, and this could be extremely complex. I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Go back, 20 minutes later, you come back. Hey, man, I was able to do it or you hand him back his phone. He's like, this is the best iPhone repair guy in the world. He jumped the line. I didn't wait. He was booked, but he fixed it for me. That guy's been trained on sales, right? This stuff's portable. The skills are portable. The way you can create perceived value is portable into anything, right? You can take it to remote. You can take the skills of door-to-door into higher ticket, to anywhere. The goal, usually the best path is to go from nothing to door-to-door to remote to then owning a business or running an online brand, digital brand, like whatever, right? But the goal is to go from door-to-door to owning a business or door-to-door to remote. If you don't want to deal with running reps and headaches and overhead and management and insurance and liability and all this bull crap, then you don't do the door-to-door to run a business because that's an extremely headache-ridden business where you're still dealing with reps and egos and training and personalities and all the bull crap of door-to-door. It's just now you have all the bull crap of everybody else's bull crap being brought up to you. So you can take that route, take door-to-door to own a business. I did that, but I didn't really do that. I was locked in on my personal production, and the guys just trained under me. They just wanted to be in with it, right? Or you can go door-to-door into remote high ticket, where typically that's where people get the best results. Like if you take a look at Shelby Sap went from door-to-door, pest control, into high ticket, into owning a high ticket business, high ticket remote. He went from door-to-door, high ticket remote, owning a high ticket remote business, okay? And she didn't deal with any of the bull crap these owners of big teams have to deal with, okay? She just went bang. That's usually the plan, but you have to get good at door-to-door. That girl's good at sales, okay? There's people that are good at sales. And once you're good, you don't just want to leave door-to-door right away. You want to get good enough to produce, because then when you transition in high ticket, you will run everybody else. Because the guys that start in high ticket remote sales or just remote sales in general don't have that dog in them like the door-to-door guys. The door-to-door guys have that have that grit in them, right? Sorry, they have that grit where it was trained into them. As a matter of fact, they're not born with it. They had that trained in them, and they were going to the door-to-door guys run people in other industries. Run them, bro. Nobody can stop them. I think Steve Jobs did door-to-door too, and that guy. There's stories about that guy just running people out of business, bro. Like he's a dog, right? You get that dog in you, and that is one thing that I want to just let y'all know in the video is that the doors made me, right? It's step one. The doors are step one. It's not the finish line. If you're not in door-to-door, you get into door-to-door. If you're in door-to-door, you want to get out of door-to-door. You do remote sales or you start a business, right? If you're knocking right now, building something, right? If you're knocking right now, that was my thought. If you're knocking right now, you're building something most people never will. You are 99% ahead of everybody. You are building a skill, building a foundation that nobody else will ever build. And it's as easy as going to knock doors. It's as easy as if you have your driver's license and a car and a bucket and a squeegee, right? And an extendo pole. We're talking under $100 for this whole, and some Dawn dish soap. You can go knock doors, charge $199, and clean some windows. Like, it's that easy. You learn the skill. You get trained. You want to get good training, right? Or you go do internet sales, or you just go do a product, right? That's very good. Like high-speed internet right now is the best door-to-door product in the industry, fiber optic, because it's half the price of cable and like 20 times the speed, or even 100 times the speed. It's the best product, right? It's the easiest one to sell. It's the easiest one to close in, and you get trained on that. And it's a different process than high-ticket closing on a call, which you'll have to then learn that, but you'll have a foundation of objection handling and answering questions that is super good. Now, the best all around that you learn, like how to knock and how to close, alarms, solar, roofing, stuff that the transactions are high ticket and don't just happen at the door, teaches you a more well-rounded approach that teaches you how to knock, introduce yourself, and get into a person's house and then close them at the table, right? That's a well-rounded approach. It takes about an hour to do it versus pest control, internet, where it's 10, 15, 20 minutes at the door, building value. You still have to close them, but it's done like at the door, right? So that is it, guys. The doors are step one. If you're not on the doors, get on the doors. If you're on the doors and you've gotten really good and you want to get off the doors, you want to have kids, you're married, you have a family, you're tired of putting in time, grinding your life away, missing quality time at home, book a call with me. Book a call either way. If you want to get on the doors, learn the skills. If you want to get off the doors, book a call. I'm here to just advise and help people because I've done everything that I'm teaching you. I'm currently doing things that I'm teaching, right? So drop a follow, subscribe, put my link down below to book a call. I'll catch you guys on the next video.